welcome to the round table. I'm Jen, and I have some of our beautiful and handsome guests here. Let's bring on Denise. Hey, Denise, how are you, sis?
Hi, sister. Good. How are you?
Good, just running
Good.
around, you know. You know how it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's bring on House. Here we go, House. How are you? House of Tattoos.
He's asleep. Look.
What?
Hey,
I'm sleeping on the job,
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
right?
Try
Look
to
at
get his
what?
meeting between here and there.
We
I'm
got
doing
Larry.
good. Jen, how you doing?
Hey, it's been a week. I'm telling you, and it's not over yet. I'm not here to complain, but I kind of am. So bear with
Yeah,
me,
it's
guys.
only just begun too, huh? Phew.
Hey, Teresa. Hey,
Oh,
Vanessa.
Only
Artie.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Saludos, Artie,
Hi, guys.
Teresa, Vanessa.
So, hi, Vanessa.
Yes, that's right.
Welcome,
Shout
welcome,
out to all
welcome.
of you guys. Always being like, these are like some of our people that are always right
On time.
here on
Yep.
time, showing love. So shout out to you guys.
Dedicated.
That's
Artie
right.
Marie, don't forget to take those rabbits some carrots, carnal.
No, I've seen that. Artie. I used
Awesome.
to give that my like when I was little I had horses, right? They love carrots. But you just got to be careful with a horse because they could take your whole finger off if you're not careful when you're feeding them.
Hmm.
Hey, those rabbits are pretty big that he shows it. I like that.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
they are pretty big,
Hello,
huh?
Darlene. Peace.
Yep. Hello, Darlene. Good to see you too.
Morning.
Always.
They have rabbits up at my husband's work, and
You know I
man,
say
it's
mine
sad.
always.
They get eaten by the coyotes.
I know. I have coyotes right here too.
Oh, they
Right.
sound horrible.
I'll fight a coyote. I don't even care.
You'll
Hey,
find one?
I'm from the country, girl. I will fight a coyote.
Hi,
It'll go
Vivian.
down.
Hi, Victor. Hi, guys.
the other day, I seen a little video of a coyote biting a baby and trying to drag it and get it, and the dad was chasing it away, man.
Yeah.
A baby? A real live baby?
Yes, a toddler. Yeah, I seen that one. Hey,
Oh,
Evision, Victor Garcia,
Saludos.
pleasure. Okay, Artie says he's gonna feed the rabbits. Okay,
Artie needs to jump on. Artie needs to jump on our live one day.
I know.
Yeah.
Artie,
Come on,
Yeah.
Artie. You're all over the damn place. Why can't you come on?
come on now,
Visit us. Huh?
go
He's
grab
all
one
over.
of those rabbits and jump on.
He's too busy clowning. This
Right?
one. Mhm.
Yeah.
He's too busy cleaning the house.
This was like, you guys. I'm trying to do. Okay, I planned so many times to go live just because I needed someone to talk to. I wanted to vent, but then every time I almost did, I was like, I don't want to come off like I'm complaining. Denise, I talked to you. I told you I'm trying to get this trip together, right?
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, I had the honor of being invited to a second chance, like
Graduation.
graduation function in San Diego. And I had it all pretty much. Here's the new news since we talked. Planned out flights. And I don't fly. I haven't flown since I was 18 years old, and I was like traumatized. But I had the flight the day before and the day after coming back.
Mhm.
My friends, hit the like on the way in, please. It's good to see everyone. And then the event, and my girl Vanessa is going to pick me up from there, take me to the event from the hotel. And then my car takes a complete, you know what? Okay. I thought it was something minor. And they called me up and it's almost $1,000.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm pretty much like, and I don't, like I said, I don't fly. So I really like, this took a lot for me to have the cojones to be like, I'm doing this, Plus
Yeah.
everyone else is mad at me, because I'm the one holding it down here.
Hmm.
They're like, how could you? Like, how could you do something for
Yeah.
your,
Jen,
you
let me
know?
ask you, what's a second chance? What is that?
So
What is
good point. Thank you. April is second chance month. So I believe it was 2017. Don't jump me, you guys. The president had some people's political views, but the point is what this means. President Trump signed into office in 2017, second chance month, and it is to take notice and sort of everyone who has been incarcerated and come out and done better for themselves, through their education, done well, have gotten a good job, a family, and basically did the things that they wanted to do and proven that, hey, I still have quality to me that I can contribute to society, to my family, and this is what I'm doing. And
Great.
so it's to acknowledge, second chancers. And that means a lot to me, like on a personal level, because of family and just really my heart. That's where it is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
good.
But almost four of the people I've actually interviewed are going to be in this graduation/ceremony.
Mhm.
So I really would like to be there.
So what's
And
going
that's
on? So your car's holding you back?
Well, I have to have a car, right? I have to pay for my car.
No, yeah.
So if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Narcotic Savant, I think I've seen you have a channel, right? What's up? Good to see you.
First time I see
Love. How you doing? Yeah.
Well, yeah, welcome. So it means a lot to me to be there. So much so that I'm like, I'll swallow my anxiety, everything. Just I want to be there. But if it's meant to happen, I'll be able to pull it off somehow. And that's kind of what I have to leave it at. You know what I mean? Like, I can't make myself sick over it and be like, oh my gosh, Although I'm doing that inside.
Yeah, I'll keep you in prayers, man. This weekend we went to a concert, and I can't scoot around like I used to, because of my knee was bothering me. I was, I have my issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I enjoyed myself being there. I met people that I haven't seen in a while, and then right off the bat, when I was coming in and he was coming out with Cholo Trucker, I looked and I said, "Oh man, Cholo Trucker's right there." So I stopped and said, "You Cholo Truckers." A little time. Yeah.
You both look pretty firme in those pictures I saw. Yeah. That was cool. Seeing you guys, take those photos together.
Yeah. Shout out to
the first time you met him in person, or
Little Trucker.
yeah, because he was leaving and I was coming in. And then I turned around and I couldn't believe he was right. It was meant to happen. He was right there.
That's cool. Okay. Sorry, not to interrupt, but so where's your head at right now, Jen, with all of that?
Honestly, I would really like to go still. So here's the other part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So my struggle is this, obviously, number one. And if God means for it to happen, it'll happen. If not, it'll happen the next time. I'm not gonna, I'm not one of those people that's like, it's now or never.
Right.
But I would like to take that step and support people that I care about.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the day of the event is my daughter's father's 2-year anniversary of his death, the actual day.
Oh, man.
The day after the event is Ella's prom.
So you're pretty busy, huh?
And then this month being, prom, all that, you pay for the prom dress, the shoes, the hair, the makeup, the tickets for the dinner, the dance. They make you pay for everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like timing was just really hard right now,
Yeah.
But even if I can't be there in person, my heart will be there,
Oh,
yeah. Take it day by day, Jen, and if you got a lot of things, you just have to outweigh one and the other, because this is important. The prom and all that other stuff's important too,
I know.
And
yeah, that only happens once. I mean, I don't know,
don't overthink it, Jen. Don't overthink it. Let yourself out. Just take it.
And that's what I do. I hate that part. I don't want to say I hate myself. I hate that about myself. I overthink everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that extra money goes to hair, nails, you got to put in all that stuff, and it's overwhelming. It is for you and for.
I know what you're talking about, Denise.
The hair part, right? The hair part.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nay. Love you, girl.
Oh.
Shout out to Nay Love. If you guys are not subscribed, check her out. Not only is she absolutely beautiful, she has got some beautiful poems, rhymes. Like, I write poems, but I can't like spit them like that. You know what I mean? So after, watching a couple of Nate's videos, I was like, damn, I'm a rookie. I need to get my game up. Love her.
No, I get you. There was a time where I had 2 birthdays, June, and then they graduated, and then they had Father's Day, and then like those so many things going on at once. I was just like, okay, this and this and this. These are priorities. These are something I can do, sometime later, or whatever. But you know me, I stress. I'm a stress case.
Yes.
We're a lot alike when it comes to
Oh,
that.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
the two of us giving each other advice.
Yeah.
It's almost like the blind leading the blind. We're both stressed.
Yeah, but we always end up, everything always ends up good. Like we pray about it, just pray about it, and then it'll come up later on where it's like, okay, I know.
Hey, I want to shout out to Big D and his wife Monica, man, for coming through. It was a blessing.
Them too.
All right, you guys got to chill, right?
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
Heart Intentions in the house.
They're good people.
Yes, thank you, Nay Love.
Hi, Nate. Thank you, Nate.
I'm gonna shoot you that link right now, Adrian.
I'm the same way as Denise and Jen. I stay worried about everything. Yeah, you worry about everything, and then when it passes, you're like, why did I even stress on that? Like, why?
No.
So
It's overthinking, man. Sometimes I tend to do that, but you got to just take it 1 minute at a time, day by day, man. Don't overthink it, and some things might not even happen, and you're overthinking. Oh man, what if this happens or whatever? Nah, just let it be.
Thank you for saying that, House. That is literally how I've lived my life.
yeah,
This is a good point, I guess. Since I was probably 21 years old. 21. And that's a long time, just so you guys know. And I haven't allowed myself to experience anything. No vacation, no. And I'm not saying like, oh, poor me. No, it's because of my anxiety, my PTSD, other things, in the home that's held me back, or I've allowed to hold me back. I take my own accountability for that. And I really feel like I'm coming to a time in my life where I'm going to be like, no, I'm going to do this. I have to do something for myself once in a while.
Rather than you think about it, just do it. Just don't even think about it. Just get up and just do it. And it'll happen. And then the day will pass like that, and it's done and over with.
Yeah, exactly.
But today to you about, because I suffer. I'm not afraid to admit it. I PTSD. I suffer from PTSD.
Okay.
But sometimes we're overthinkers.
Yeah.
And rather than overthinkers, we just got to know that, hey, everything's going to be okay. Don't think about this and that, the what ifs or the. No, you just go ahead.
My story. Jen.
Yeah.
You don't even want to hear my venting today.
No, I do. Tell us.
I already told you all the crap that
I know, but I don't know what you want to share.
It's just everything. You sit here, and I've been waiting for the roofer to come for like 2 weeks.
Girl. Yes.
And not only that, what else was there? Oh, the plumber guy was supposed to come. I'm waiting on 3 people right now that said they're going to be here, and they don't show up. And I'm sitting here wasting my time and energy and just waiting on them. And it's like, why, what's going on?
Right?
Yes. Yesterday I had my client on Mexican time. I was ready and I had everything set up, and no call and no show. And then she finally texts me, I'll be right there. And again, an hour passed, another hour. I'm like, Mexican time.
How about that happened 6 times in a row with 3 different people?
Right.
Doesn't that start to feel like, okay, this is starting to feel personal, Not that it is, but we start to, us overthinkers start to feel like, what is up,
Yeah.
I say, I just let it be. Like, And the client came and said, "Are you mad?" No, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
So let's get it done. She comes in and we handled it. Came out
Yeah.
nice. It's
Yeah,
just that
I'm waiting on people that they it's like, don't call me or text me when you're ready. Like, I've been waiting for you. I've been ready, and today I'm not ready for you.
What I learned is like I said, I'll take it like a grain of salt, man, because I'm not gonna work. Hey, where did Jen go?
Mhm.
Jen's gone. Hey, so you're taking over the show.
She's like, I'm gone.
You got this, Denise?
Heck yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it gets old, and not to say that I don't have patience or nothing. I've been having patience for these people. It's like, no, man, you said you're gonna be here, like, be here. The roofer, like I said, it rained probably like 3 times since he was supposed to come, and no show.
Because I'm the type of person, I'm always early. I don't like being late,
Oh yeah, same here.
So I'll leave earlier, or I'm always there early, and then I just chill or whatever. But I think that's that's the problem that I have personally, because I'm always early on time.
Yeah. I never used to be, but my husband, he's like that. He's so on time. That I got used to being 10 minutes, 5 minutes ahead of my appointment, But
I can be more.
Get out of here, man.
So start.
Oh.
Joker.
I got a special guest in the background.
Special guest, welcome, special guest.
Welcome.
Hello.
Joker's here.
What's good, Joker? Look at here is the beautiful Adrienne Smiley, my sis.
Oh, there she is.
Hi guys. How are you?
Hey, how are you? Your hair always looks so good.
Oh, she looks all beautiful, bright.
What?
Oh, I cut it. I actually cut it. So, and I think I met you last time. You said I reminded you of your sister, I think.
Yes, you do, Jenny.
Yep.
How's everybody?
Good. We're just talking about
Been a week.
We're just talking about lives,
I was listening for a little while, and you know what? It's really funny because I just was telling Mitch yesterday. I was like, listen, like he's really worried about shit, certain shit, and I was like, the more you worry about it, the more you invite it. So I was like, you know what? You got to put it in God's hands and let it ride.
It don't bother me like that, but it bothers me like I said, I've been waiting for the roofer for like 3 weeks, and he don't call or text or nothing. So I text him back, and because I don't like to bug either.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm bugging the second time I'm texting you. I feel like I'm bugging, but I text him, right, and I'm like, "What's up?" This and that, and he texts me back that he was sick, and you don't want me to fall off the roof, do you? And I said, yes.
You're like, actually,
yes, I do.
I was like, dude, just keep in touch with me. Like, let me know what's going on. Don't make me wait all day Saturday, just that you don't.
It's crazy, but you know what? I feel like people do it now because they can. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to
do
get
that to anybody.
Yeah, it's hard, right? Do you know what I mean? And I always try to remember, just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean someone else wouldn't. But it's hard now to get shit like done. Like I just got done doing my taxes.
Yeah.
And my husband's got like several small businesses, YouTube being one of them. It took me 29 hours to do our taxes.
Oh,
29. Yeah.
I just did my
It wasn't even worth it in the end. So, yeah.
Okay.
I hear that from a lot of people. Their tax return, they ain't getting much, or they're gonna have to pay the government.
Right. And it's crazy because it's like I was like, we don't make a shit ton of money, whatever. And I was just like, it boggles my brain for the fact that I was looking at this one thing, and it said basically the most you could write off for a house for like your interest payments or whatever was like $500,000. And I'm like, that's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I can't even imagine like, I bought a $2 million house. I'm going to write off $500,000 in taxes. You know what I mean? It's just like, ridiculous. But no, they get the little guy. That's what they do. That's how they make their money. Because most really wealthy people will not pay taxes.
Yes, well, I learned this in a program I went to, and the people that have the big businesses and stuff like that, they get tax breaks. You know that
all the way through. Yep.
Yeah. And
Yeah, what is that when you have, like, say you buy a boat? My uncle's constantly buying stuff, and I'm like, what tax? What does that mean? What does that mean?
You can write it off, like if it's for your business. Like, for instance, like if Mitch and I go on, like if he does like a motorcycle run and it's for our like YouTube channel, he videotapes it. You can write that off. Like you can write all your hotels, all your like whatever
everything you spend. Oh, I see.
So yeah, so you have to spend. But the thing is that in the end, you could write it off. But I mean, we owed, and I thought to myself, how can that be? I mean, but it just is, you know. So now we're going to start paying our taxes quarterly, but it's crazy. Like it's just, and then what was really bad is I felt really bad. Some friends of ours were like, oh, like use this accountant. He's really great, blah, blah, blah. And he wanted to charge like $800.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, dude, like, if I do all the work, if I'm doing all the spreadsheets and all that,
yeah,
like I can input that shit on a line. Like I don't need someone else to do it.
Right.
So what I was trying to say is that when you have people that are like, you have like trades like roofing, plumbing, right? Yeah. And there's not a lot of people that do it anymore. And so, and there are people that are getting older and whatever. And it's hard to get them and they can charge a shit ton of money because there's not a lot of people out there doing it.
Yeah. I have a question. So say I'm claiming somebody, okay? They're 13 now. And all of a sudden this other person wants to claim. How long does that take to take them off of my, like, is it that 1 year that say I've been paying for him half of that year.
Right.
There's only 3 months left in the year.
Right.
Do I still claim that person or can I just drop him?
It's actually like it's like, if it's over 6 months, you can claim it. So are you talking about like dependents?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have them over 6 months, you can, but the IRS has a new rule that says only one of you at a time can claim them. You can't, I'm sorry. That's the new one, is that you can't split. So you have to split, like with my ex, I do like every other year.
Oh, okay.
So you do 1 year on, 1 year off.
Oh, okay.
Doing it every other year, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the last year I was able to claim Ella because she turned. Well, I don't even know if I got any credit. I turned 18 on New Year's Eve.
Is she in school though?
Yeah, that's what I told
you. Can claim her. You can claim her.
Well, I did. But,
yeah.
I went to a new person this year because last year, and for simple form, I mean, I wouldn't even mention what we got by on. Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be so embarrassing. How could I pay $480 for the taxes I filed last year? This girl, this year she charged $240, and she got me way more write-offs. She's like, you can be writing a lot more off because of your business.
Yeah, I think a lot more people make the mistake of not doing like your individual, like because you can really like for anything you spend on your YouTube channel, whether you're buying a screen, a microphone, whatever. I mean, like, you know, you can write all that stuff off.
Yeah, I used to do that with my husband and his uniform.
Do that, right?
You
have to put stuff down, but you try to get as much money as you can back. So if you have to itemize everything like that,
itemize it. And you know, the thing is that's helpful is that it's a pain in the ass. But what I do is I download both of our like bank statements because, you know, Mitch never is like, here's this receipt. Like it doesn't work like that. And so I literally have to download all of our bank statements and then mark what it is, right? Whether it's gas, whatever, keep track of your mileage, like if you're driving to buy equipment or whatever that is. And that's the only way you're going to get your money back. That is the only way. It's a pain in the ass, but it's worth it in the end.
Yeah. So like if I were to, for example, go down to that trip, not that that's what it's about. If I were to go down, I could write that off, or if we collabed and I have the guts to do it now. I'm going to fly to you. Adrian,
Do it, man, do it.
mark my
You can write
words.
up part of your cell phone bill, like every year's in your phone.
And the
Yeah,
guy
I like to divide that up between our businesses because you can do that. Your cell phone bill, you can write out part of your utility bills, all of that shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
stopped doing that. I just thought that my husband's uniform and boots and all that just got too like.
But see, that's what they bank on, right? They bank that we're going to be like, I don't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a pain in the ass. And I don't feel like doing it. And so they bank on that you're going to do the easy for them because you're not going to take. That's why I used to file my taxes really early. I don't anymore because I'm like, I don't want them to have my money any more than I have to. But I get shit now, like why people get really pissed off at like the government and this whole whatever. Because I'm just like, man, it's not like we make a ton of money and I'm just like doing it. And like, you're just literally trying to capture everything so you don't have to pay them.
Yes.
You know,
True.
Yes.
it's crazy.
This is
Dude,
the
I got
first year I
nice.
waited till the end to file. Before
This was the first year for me too, Jen. I've never waited this long. I did it Sunday.
before.
Yeah, I did it Sunday. I was
I do it like
damn
back
good.
in. Like
Hey,
2
Adrian,
months,
do you
like,
normally do it quarterly or just yearly?
I only file. I pay our taxes yearly, but we are going to start like it really. I mean, I had like give you an idea. Like we had a 15 because we bought our house this year, right? And you can write off all your mortgage interest, your points, all of that. That was worth about 20 grand in taxes. And you know what? I still owe them.
damn.
I mean, so Mitch and I were like, I said, I'm just going to pay quarterly. And if we get money back, great. And if we even it out, I'm good with that too. But it was like, I'm taking my shit to a CPA next year. I was like, it was not worth it to do. And I don't think I would have done it myself, except I got real close to the end because I was going to use that accountant. And he was like, oh, no, you have to put all your stuff on spreadsheets and then give it to me. And I was like, I'm not going to pay you $800 to not have you figure it out. I could do that myself. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And it's really well. My son-in-law does ours, but he does them quick. Like that's what he's a accountant for like for a hospital.
Yeah.
And so he does numbers.
Using receipts is easier than trying to download my bank statements and Mitch's and then label every single thing and then sort it and then put it in. It's a pain in the ass.
That's what you're paying them for, though. How's dumb?
Right.
But
They
see,
can't collect legal taxes from illegal money. Yep.
yeah.
So now it's so easy though. It's kind of like they walk you through it, right? Like you can do it. You did it right yourself.
Like what the programs that they have, like TurboTax, and like that's what I use. I use TurboTax, but still it cost me almost, I don't know, $300 to file it.
Gross.
that part, right? Before you even.
So TurboTax ain't free, right?
TurboTax ain't free. The only time it's free is if federal is free through TurboTax if you're using Easy and not Schedule C, which is the itemized stuff. But if you are doing your it's $67 to file for state. So that's how they get you. They'll be like, oh, but there's not another format that you can't send it electronically to the IRS by like your own email. Like it has to go through a server. And that's how they get you. Or, they get you too by people doing paper that doesn't cost anything. But if you do paper, it takes like 6 months to get your return.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. They always get you. But I totally get it now when people are like, not the government and I'm not doing this or whatever. Because I'm like, I have an uncle that has not paid taxes. I'm not kidding. Probably for 30 years.
No way.
He's like a legal, super smart, but
You got to be consistent in how you file the taxes. The same person, and you got to find those loopholes, man. That's it. Yep.
For 30 years,
and he claims this is what he says, and he gets away with it. And so I'm not offering for people to do this, but I haven't done it myself. But he says that that money, right, an actual dollar bill is actually it's not like cash. It's actually a note, which is saying that. So if you look at it, it'll say that it's not, it says this wording on it. It says it's a note. It's like if you say, I owe you $1, right? It's just a different piece of paper. So what he's got this thing where he's like, I don't owe you a note. Like I didn't sign an agreement with you where I agreed to that note, and he's gotten away from it. He's gotten like 30 years. He's never paid taxes.
But he said, who does he write that to? I mean, he
IRS.
writes it to the IRS. He writes that in a note.
Yep. He says, I don't owe you. And he goes to this legal thing about it's not, this is not a legal tender. It's basically an IOU. And I didn't sign an agreement that I owe you money. Like it's this whole
But
crazy ass thing. But I was like, dude, but they never like garnished his wages, nothing like that.
I was just gonna ask you that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
They're shady, though. They're really shady.
Yeah, you could probably manage a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you know shit, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
That part. Yeah.
A person that knows what they're doing and stuff.
I remember, I mean, this isn't tax related, but I remember my brother had a boss. Like he owned the tile business my brother had worked for before he went away. And he went before the court and was like, I want my Social Security now. Like I'm not it's going to be there. And he won his little dispute.
I'm telling you.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, because they are not easy to find. I mean, I've heard like these horror stories about like people that worked their whole lives and like became disabled and then try to get disability. And it is like they make you like fight for your like it's like, dude, I made this, like I put into that. I did that. I mean, it's like I was saying, I put in that shit. I've worked since I was 13 years old. I mean, and so it's like if I want to take it, I should be able to take it.
Exactly.
And now you're going to tell me I got to wait till I'm whatever the hell the age is now. 70.
I'm telling you, I worked very early in my age too, and like went to go get disability because I had a back operation.
Yeah.
Nope. I was short a quarter. What is that? Like 8 years? 4 years? Something like that. I don't remember, but I was short a quarter. You know, I had 3/4
Yeah.
disability.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was
And
short.
you know what's crazy too is the ones that are the like the ones that try to work the system.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones that fuck it up for everybody else.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
And I'm
you
like, I
have,
should have did that. I should have lied, right?
right, exactly. That's kind of what they say. I mean,
Dude.
what it is
That's
like
the part.
I know this girl that she was like
Oh,
she was like I was in the so she claimed she was a vet, right? And she only did like, I mean, she did her time when she was like 17 in the military, but she literally got like a medical honorable discharge. She'd only did like, she never saw like action, anything like that. She did her like training, whatever. And she worked for the veterans. Like she worked with like the homeless people with veterans. So she totally figured out how to work that system. Like she figured it out. And so she makes more money. I think she gets disability, she gets Social Security, she gets VA benefits, she gets whatever. And so I think she gets about $6,000 a month.
Holy shit, man. I'm telling you.
And
And then
I don't think she's ever worked. I don't think
what did I do wrong here?
yeah.
Well, guess what?
See, but you know,
go ahead and live off your husband. Your husband's your supporter. I'm like, no.
it's crazy. I mean, it's like I got into an accident one time. This lady hit me. And she was married to a doctor, and she was high on heroin when she hit me. And then she'd gotten her methadone treatment. Then she shot up, and then she hit me and my daughter in my car. And everyone was like, "Man, you should sue her for everything you get." Blah blah blah. And I just kept this little voice in the back of my head. I was like, I just need to get my money for my car, my money for any doctor bills, and of course. It was the last thing my dad ever gave me was he gave me his Honda when he passed. And I just was like, I totally could have, but I just was like, no, I was like, I don't feel good about it. What if somebody did that to me? Like whatever. So I just got what I deserved to get back.
You know what? Thank you, Adrian.
Well,
Because
that was probably not even enough.
not do that.
It wasn't
And then
enough.
she had the nerve to ask me if I would write a letter saying that she like tried to turn her life around, whatever. I said, listen, you could have killed my daughter. It was on my daughter's side of the car. I was like, I didn't make the decision to go get high and like, and then do it again. Do you mean so? Yeah. So, anyways, I'm sorry.
No, that's crazy though. Well, you know what though? I mean, so far, we're blessed. So far, we have a roof over our head. you know,
Yeah.
and I continue to always even tell Jen, I'm like, dude, I want to tell this person off so bad, but don't, you know, we hold back because we know better, right?
Right.
And
That's
Well,
what helps
well,
us is pause.
don't hold it in. Let it out. Because it's not good for you.
You have
Yeah,
to
no,
like, you have to think about it first, like you were saying, like, right? Because like the other day I got really pissed off at somebody at work, and I started to fly off. I was like just on it, sending her an email, and I thought, I should probably wait a minute. I
Yeah.
should just take a
You started
second.
off per your last email. You know, they
Yeah.
always say
And
like,
still,
yeah,
you know, there's a handful of us left that still do the good deeds and the right things, and yeah, it crosses my mind to tell them, you know, go to hell or whatever, but
Yeah.
I'm just
Like,
like, no, you gotta stay like, come on, you know, there has to be a handful of us still out there.
There is.
Hey, I'm glad I see a therapist.
Right?
Jen's my
Hey,
You know what?
Jen, I gave Jen a
It's true.
haircut.
I think that's like such a good, like, I think it's such a good outlet. And I think, you know, like Jen and I have talked about this many times. Like, it's so easy
Love it.
to revert back to maybe what you used to do.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's easy.
No.
That's the easy part, right? The hard part is not doing it.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
But like you said, you take a minute and you know, reflect on.
Yeah.
But it's
Okay,
actually better for you, you know, because when we hold stuff inside and we don't let it out, it eats you up. And like Jen was saying earlier, it affects your sleep, it affects your life. You know?
It really does.
You have to let it out, and it helps out, man.
Yeah.
I don't mind seeing a therapist, you know.
No,
I think it's so healthy now that people are doing it. Like, I think, you know, it used to be, and when I was young, it was so taboo. And like, and any, you know, culturally too, that's a big thing. And so I feel like that's like, you know, I think that's good. I think I'm really happy that people are able to do that. You know, even my granddaughter was like not like having like nightmares. And I think, you know, through COVID, like it just really affected her, like about, you know what I mean? And so she was able to talk to someone that wasn't her mom or dad or whatever. And I think, you know, start them young. I mean, like whatever, if they're having, I think that's, you know, I think it's so healthy. I think that's such a good.
That's a good point right there, is because you're talking to somebody else. It's not a family member or anybody else that's going to judge you or this and that. They're giving you some professional experience. I find it very helpful, you know. Yeah. You know, and they're not taking sides. They're giving it to you straight, you know.
Yeah, I know. That's a good thing, because sometimes it's not. And then, you know, as we all know, that sometimes, especially when you're like in your 20s and you give your friends information, sometimes that information can get flipped around. So I think that's, you know,
it's like playing that little game. See,
yes,
it's over there.
a great transition.
Yeah.
To go into. I was going to bring this up last week, but we got caught up on the Dalai Lama.
Disgusting.
Lengua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but the thought of rumors came to mind. Maybe because some things I've dealt with in my personal life, but like rumors are not just a light thing to take.
Do you remember that song, Jen? Do you remember that song, Rumors? It's old.
Yes.
Houdini?
Yeah, I always want, and you know what? That song is so, to this day, still, and now with social media, you got that now. I mean, I feel like people can't get away with as much, like, because people got receipts, you know what I mean? You know, it's not as easy to just like, but it is like those little things, like you can just say, like, I think about like work, right? You can just say, I'll use an example. I had one time in my professional life, I had this girl say that she was a big meth user, and then she got clean, and we were really good friends. And so I was having a big personal issue. So I was coming to work like super tired, and I was like just not feeling it. I was emotional, whatever. Yeah. So she went and told my boss that she thought that I was using. And
wow.
so I get called to my boss's office, and she's like, they're trying to act like they're all, are you okay? Is everything all right? And I was like, what the hell? And so they were like, then she said, well, it's been brought to our attention that you might be under the influence. And I was like,
Wow.
I was like, well, test me. Like, if that's what you think it is, then let's go.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, let's do it now.
I would have said the
And
same
so
thing.
she was like, no, we don't need to, whatever. But here's the deal. That got planted, right? I mean, once you plant that seed, I don't care. That's like if you call somebody, this is way like if you call somebody a chomo and you just use that in that term, like just because you don't like them or whatever.
Yeah.
That statement.
That's how rumors get started.
It is.
Started by the tongue.
That's like you just planted that. Once that got planted for me, I couldn't.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't prove it. I'm like I couldn't take that out of their brain. I saw them watching me. I saw like they were watching what time I came into work every day. They were like, and in the end, it was ugly the way it turned out. Like, and then this person, I was just like, how could you do that? Like, I was the only one who stuck by you when you were going through all this shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I took care of her kids and whatever. And I was just like, what? Like, so yeah, it's something real simple.
Yeah.
Like that can turn into like
That's there, man.
You have to wait till it goes through the whole damn office.
Yep.
And then,
and people look at me different at work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just like, it's supposed to be all confidential, right?
I bet you at the end of the day you were
just like
on drugs. I bet you at the end of the day you were on drugs, homeless, and all this other crap.
there was all kinds of stupid ass shit that she was saying. I mean, and so in the end, what I figured out though was I knew a lot about her, like a lot. And I think it was her way of diverting attention, right? Like, look over here, look at this shiny, look at this over here, I'm going to distract you. Because even though she knew me as a person, I wouldn't do that. Even with that, I didn't do it. You know what I mean? I didn't lay out all her dirty laundry. I could have, but I didn't.
That's what I'm talking
about. Fucked up people's lives. You know what I mean? All the way.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's like you take yourself back from, you could, man, I hear you. You could tell a whole bunch of crap about that person. And it's true. It will be true stuff that,
Right.
Yeah. You know what?
They're not like that to spread rumors like that.
There's times,
Not rumors, but.
And Adrian knows for sure and Denise, I think, I have shut my mouth.
Mm-hmm. She has.
From people that I know have done me dirty by at least 2-3 content creators.
Yeah.
But you know what? It doesn't make me feel good just because someone goes behind my back and says something. It's not going to make me feel good to go divulge all their personal information.
Oh, yeah. Even though
I feel like a piece of crap, Yeah.
You know what you do, Jen, is you just go like this. That like this, brush your shoulders off like that. You know what? Once they start getting to you, they steal your joy, But you know what?
Cut some people off.
Like that, or respond in the same way they did. You know what? Because know your self-worth, know who you are, and all that other little stuff. People can talk so much stuff. It don't bother me,
Yeah.
I just say, you know what? They have issues. It tells me how they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I choose to leave my inner peace. When you want that inner peace, all that stuff just bounces off you and brush your shoulders off. That's a good way of looking at it. Take it like a grain of salt. Don't worry about it.
That thing where they say, water off
You feed into
Yeah.
the negativity. You feed into all that stuff.
Yes.
When we get older too, like we know better, Like
and that that's one thing that I always like to give people that hope that is that it gets better. Like it does get better as we get older. And like I used to be like in the mix, like I knew everything that was going on. I knew whatever. And my mom used to laugh at me and be like, you know what, you love the drama. And I totally did. Like I totally was. I didn't realize it, Jimmy. I did not realize it, but I totally did. Like I just enjoyed it for some whatever reason. But the thing is, I think when you get older is that you find like, like who are your friends? Like,
Right.
yeah, like I've done a lot of reflecting, like about like this person I've called my friend for 30 something years.
Mm,
She's really not.
wow.
And it wasn't anything like huge, like we like had this, like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. It was just very like, I don't need to. We
Right.
talk like once a couple times a year, but I don't need to be like all in the mix. But I think part of that comes from when I found out that like two of my really good friends
Mm,
were basically talking shit behind my back, and they both told me different versions of it. And this was not that long ago. I was like, well, the fact that either one of you were talking about me anyways is bullshit, and I'm good.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I wasn't upset about it. I didn't
Yeah,
freak out about it. I didn't like whatever. I just was like, I can see it, and I can make the action to step away from it, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's cool, because you know what too is like, I'm gonna tell you right now, God takes people away from you. That's not good for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And he's brought some amazing people into my life too.
yeah, and I'm grateful that I was able to teach my daughters and give them like my view of how these
The older we get, the more wiser we become. And like when you're grounded with God and you get in the scripture and stuff, you know how to discern between people, who's really there and who's not,
Totally.
But we pray. But the thing is like, you keep your joy, man. And that's the blessing about it, Rather than, I used to get hot under the collar and do things like that. I said, nah, because it's no good for my body. It's not good for me.
Right.
All stuff.
Well, see those friends you lost too. I mean, that right there is like only the Lord too, because you're not missing anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's
are
true.
you? Are you missing?
Are you? And I think that's the, and this is going to sound like I hear this all the time, and I didn't believe it, but I really believe that people that are into that like really negative shit are just really unhappy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like the whole thing about like loving someone, like that's hard for me. That is a hard thing for me to do. Is if I really dislike someone, it is really hard for me to show. I don't want to say compassion. That becomes pretty easy for me, but to really feel like I am
like
in
genuine.
forgiveness, that's still hard for me to do.
Let's be honest, even within the family,
Yeah.
you got people that are like that. My older sister, man, she don't even talk to us no more, but I'm okay with that because I know her.
Yeah.
So I says, you know what? Bless her. She's still my sister, but
Yeah.
I'm without it, and I
My
thank
mom
God.
always says you can love someone from a distance.
Yeah.
And I think, you know what? Yeah.
That's good, because I was all like that too. I was always the one, to fix stuff and to be there, to say and do, and now what?
Yeah.
Like this falls in my. It's none of my business, but it ends up somehow
Yeah. Being it.
and it's like
Yeah.
I was grateful because it was really hurting my health.
I
have
does.
7 older.
That stuff can make you really sick. Yeah.
And they would come to me and I'm like the baby of the family, and I'm like, well, what is it that you so not going off topic, but that would always come to me, and I learned that my daughters were like, Mom, look, you're over here all stressed out about so and so is not even worried about himself. Like,
They're living their life. Yeah.
He looks what's going on. So
Yeah.
What they say that saying that other saying I really like is you're giving them free rent.
Yeah. I ain't trying to give nobody free rent.
Yeah.
Although I
Florida's the only one that gets free rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, and that took a lot out of me. Now, the past 4 years, I feel so relieved and so good, that I don't have to. Don't come and ask me because I don't know. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, Facebook knows more than me.
Real.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
That's a good one. Well, it's like Mitch laughs at me because I love Jen and I, we always laugh about how we can be like detectives, like TikTok and Facebook detectives. Do you mean? Because it's like if And you know what? It is a lot of energy. It is a lot of energy. But to me, like I just like to go down the rabbit hole sometimes because it's not my drama, right? It's someone else's drama. And so I kind of live vicariously through that. Like that satisfies that whatever
You know what
it
I
is.
hate about, you know what I hate about not being in the drama is that you could tell me something and then, or Jen told me something about you.
Yeah.
And I don't say crap. Like I'm confidential. Like you tell me something, I'm not gonna say anything. But somehow somebody else that you may have told and forgot says what I
Right.
And it's like I didn't even tell nobody though. And it looks bad on me because really I'm the only one that she told, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
It is.
yo, believe me when I tell you.
I know Jolie Turker says my Buzo loves those watching those murder shows. I don't, you know what? I could get sucked up in those real quick. And then, but I find myself being like, don't do that. Like, why'd you do that? Like you didn't have
Yeah. And I find myself in that too, like, oh, I already know what happened.
Yeah. What's a rumor that you had to, what is a rumor that you had to endure or like?
Girl, me?
Yeah, just tell us one story.
Oh, buckle up, Buttercup.
Oh wait, that was my gun.
My children.
There you go.
Okay, so I went through a divorce, right?
Huh.
And I was in the church still, in our church, not the church, not everybody goes to church, but some people.
Yeah.
And I felt a lot of shame because I was going through divorce. So I pulled back and I wasn't attending regularly. So the other party in that divorce was pretty much their side was being heard. You know how you can sit down with a lady on the praise and worship team and what happened, or hey, I didn't find out one of my own daughters was being baptized until the day it was happening.
Wow.
And I left from work to go on my lunch and attend because someone in the church was like, did anyone tell you your daughter was being baptized? Nope. So there was a lot of that kind of like pettiness going on. And I think because I didn't want to cause any extraness and drama, I just pulled back from church, but I also missed out on a lot of opportunities that, believe me, if I would have, and I wouldn't, but if I would have told and spilled my guts on what really happened, that person would not have even been allowed to walk in that church. I guarantee you.
She was a good mother.
That's what matters.
She was a person known. Was she just a person at church, or was she like doing some type of ministry, or what? Was she involved in church?
See, I got to be careful because I've got kids involved here.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I'll try to get it out of her, Denise.
No, I just want to know.
People are still
active.
So once you start gossiping, which was pretty much our topic, things were said about me. I don't even know everything that was said, other than she left me. She's this, she's that, she's
right.
But did I ever speak on why I left?
Yeah.
What really took place? Had I done so, it would have been very damaging, but not only to that person, but to my children. So I chose to keep
That's why people don't want to go to church counseling, because if you go to the same church,
that gave me a lot of, as Annie would put it, Annie Castillo, or Castro, sorry,
Castro.
2 Annies in my life. That's church hurt, that is a lot of church.
Yeah, when the kids are involved in that, different story.
And I didn't want my children to be like holding something against going to church.
Yeah.
So I just kept my mouth shut, but inside it was killing me because I knew the truth.
right?
And I knew if I opened my mouth, people would be like, oh, no way.
Yeah.
And I had someone come to me years later, a deacon, And he was like, check it out. I called that out.
Mm.
I felt it. I prayed about it. I seen it. I called it out. And that person confessed to me.
What?
So I knew everything that was said about you was a lie.
No.
Wow. Wow.
You know, I had a family member started spreading rumors about me because I had, you know, I was doing good. I was a truck driver, had all kinds of cars, had a home, had everything. And she was saying that putting it down that I'm too good for my family.
What?
And that hit my heart because she's my older sister. And I said, you know what? Not out of I think this was when I was like 45 years old. I said, you know what? 45 years I've known you since I was born. And I never even gave you that kind of feeling. I always looked at you and respected you. You know, I confronted you, but she was spreading rumors around that just because I was too good. And that's not true. Because little did she know all the things that was done behind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And family members too, man. I was like, wow, man. It's crazy.
I'm so glad I'm past all that stuff. Like,
right?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You
Yeah,
know?
the key-
It's hard. That stuff's really devastating. It can be really devastating.
It is.
I just remember like just really like feeling really, you know, that shit can be so heavy and really, really devastating. Really.
Yeah.
The key
And
thing
it
though
was.
is know what you know. You know who you are.
Know your worth. Yeah.
Rumors destroy you. You know?
Mhm.
Because if you know who you are, you're confident and you know, and they say, well, they can say whatever they want to because I ain't worried about it because you're living for them. You see what
Well,
I'm
now
saying?
look at even with kids, like with kids with social media, like like I can't even imagine. Like my grandkids are little. I mean, they're little, right? And so, you know, and they're getting into like, you know, all that, you know, my daughter only lets them watch so much, but you know, look how it is like if they're body shamed or they're like whatever. I mean, like, you know, kids are like killing themselves. I mean, because
Literally.
some shit about that might not even be true. You know what I mean? It's crazy to me.
Well, when it's out there, I mean, damn, it's out there. Like,
Right.
you can't do rumors like
If you're gonna talk some shit, like when we were there, like if you're gonna talk shit, then you're risking getting your ass kicked or whatever. Like that was a thing, right? There was reason that people held back because they're like, that person's gonna kick my ass if I say whatever.
In our day, we knew that. Yeah.
I mean, so now people have no there's no outcome, like no repercussions for people talking shit
Right.
or making shit up.
Yeah.
What do they get? They get attention, right?
Yeah.
They get attention.
And they love it. And they love it.
They make money They're on YouTube, like, you know, Korean drama, and you know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the key thing, attention. And if you keep on feeding into that attention, they're going to do it more and more. So I just, you know, I don't feed into the attention. And
That part. Yeah.
you're a lot happier. Let's put it that way. And
Yeah.
Cholo, I was born in World War I, 1800.
oh my God, jokes. Hi, Cholo. You leaving?
No, it was good seeing you this weekend, Cholo.
Yeah.
You know,
That was cool to see those pictures.
good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, now the social media, man. I don't know. I don't know how.
Yeah. So check it out. This happened today, and it's it will tie into this. But because I don't know it to be an absolute fact, because this person was not convicted, I won't say his name, but this blew my mind. And this happened right before we went on. Somebody who we grew up with, like me, my brother, my cousins, like was part of our little group, you know, partied here at the house. I mean, he was one of the cool kids, actually. He was a jock. I got word today that he was popped on child, you know what.
Wow.
I've seen this dude since I was like 18 years old.
Wow.
But he was always the popular guy, the football player,
Whoa, that's
the all that.
Hmm.
And I was like, no way. And it was my son that found out. And he's like, hey, did you know this guy? I heard
Hmm.
he was from the area. So I'm looking up all the logs
Yeah,
right
I'm like,
here.
is this a rumor?
Yeah, and I'm looking up all the logs in our area. Well, it didn't happen in our area. He
Hmm.
was arrested in Sacramento County.
Oh, shoot.
Wow.
Wow.
And when I read those alleged charges and saw the mugshot,
Dang, man.
man, that was messed up.
Yeah, no
Too
doubt.
Easy.
Well,
Yeah.
let's
Good.
see. Hopefully, I'd have no words for those type.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is, that was
of
someone that, as teenagers, we were around, and
Yeah, you
seemed
know.
like any other guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, the court process will take place, and whatever happens. If it's true, they have all the evidence. It will come out.
Yeah.
There was something that happened to me when I was a kid, right? When I was younger, and I used to this cat I used to hang around with, right?
Mhm.
And later on, finding out about the same thing happened about him, Jen. Same
Crazy,
thing.
right?
And I was kicking it with them, and I was doing this, and then found out
Was he
later on.
older? Was he a lot older than you?
What's that?
Was he a lot older than you? Or same age?
Yeah. You remember that story I told you about when I was like 9 years old, 8 years old, and we were off on our way to meet these girls, and he was the one. Yeah.
Oh,
But later on, I found out through the grapevine, through a family member that was actually dating him at one time,
Hmm.
and then that's what he did, and then I was like, wow.
That's crazy. That's just.
Yeah, that's.
I know. I think what's weird about that, though, Jen, don't you think, is that you guys, like, you're in the same room at some point in your life with that person, right?
Yeah.
And you find out about this stuff, and it's just like, it's hard to like bring the two
Yeah,
together.
like, did you
I
see
feel
any
like, yes,
signs back
and I-
then? Did you see any type of like?
Yeah.
We're always.
And I was thinking back, like I can remember one time where I was in the same car as him. He was giving me a ride home from I don't know where. We were teenagers.
Yeah.
And he was smoking. He like offered me something. I was like, oh no, thanks. I was a mom. I was a teen mom. I was like, I gotta get home and do my thing. And he wouldn't act angry or upset, or he was just so chill and not pushy. And I remember thinking, oh, this guy's a good guy. He didn't like try to push that on me too much, so it's really disturbing to hear this now.
Yeah. That
Hey,
is.
Jen, can you see me, Jen?
Yeah, I can hear you.
'Cause I can't see you because I got a message and I went down. Now I can't see you guys. How do I get back in?
You're not moving. I can hear you, but you're not. I can't see you moving.
And you're frozen.
Oh, yeah,
Tap
you're
back
frozen.
out and then tap back in. I'll put the link again.
Dang it! I was.
But yeah, that was just weird to hear
Yeah,
that.
you kind of wonder and think of things.
Yeah, I tried to go back and think, like, did I ever see anything that was
I mean,
bizarre or like
You know, yeah, I don't think you guys. I mean, I don't know, but Mitch and I talk about this often. So I'm 59. I'll be 60 in October, and
October.
I was laughing because I was like, back in the day when I was young, like most girls that were teenagers then always dated way older, and it wasn't a thing. Like no one was like, oh, that I mean, of course, that he's too old for you. That kind of stuff came, whatever. But now, okay, like now me being fully grown and like I was thinking, like I used to talk to this guy, and this guy I worked with. I think I was 17, 16 and a half, maybe.
Yeah.
This guy was like 35, like almost. And you know what I mean? Like I mean, I knew like something just gave me weird vibes anyway. So I never like whatever, but he like, he would come to my desk all the time and come talk to me and whatever. And it's funny but that was really accepted as kind of normal
Yeah.
behavior. And so
Well, I was
when
16, my husband was 21.
yeah. And I mean, I had my daughter when I was 20, I mean, so it wasn't like, and so, but now, right?
Yeah.
Like now, like it was, my parents would be like, this is gonna sound gross, but like if my neighbor that was 10 years older than me and was a male and was going to give me a ride to school because they knew him, they'd be totally cool with it, right? Like there's like whatever. I mean, but now we're all smart enough to be like, maybe that's not like the coolest thing of the, but
Right.
even with my son Malachi that I adopted, Malachi is like, he's 16, and like I had to listen, like I had to layer that out, like what's like age appropriate, like what, like this is, you're 16 now, like you can't be over there like talking to like a 12, like it's not a thing. Even though I know, my thing was always like I looked way older than I was. I mean, so and very purposefully, obviously. Do you know what I mean? And so, but it's creepy as right now when you think about like, oh my God, like I used to party with that person, or I used to whatever, like we used to hang out, and you're like, oh, like it's just gross.
Well,
Like
what
what
about
here?
your grandparents? They were 12. I mean,
Yep,
12 or
like Dee
13,
said,
right?
16 and first one 21. That was totally normal.
Been there. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like people are like, oh my God, he's so much older than she is, or whatever. That was not a thing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
And my grandma had 8 kids, but shit, she was young, 12 years old, I think, when she had her first baby.
My first husband, I was 15 and he was 23.
But
Do you mean like it's like you don't even, like you don't,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so. And then what's weird too is like even you think about people were having, like you were just saying, a lot of people had kids at 16. Some people had 6 kids by the time they were 18. That wasn't unusual.
See, and that's just it. My dad's mom, my grandma, had back to back to back.
Yeah.
She had
Like breeders. That's I mean that
got married at 14 and just I never knew my grandfather, God rest his soul. He passed before I was born. He kept her pregnant.
Yeah.
She was never allowed to get her driver's license, nothing.
No.
Pregnant.
Look at Timo said, the mom married way older, like back in the
50s and 60s, it was totally different. I mean, I was like, I think in 76, I was like 15, whatever. I graduated like in 1980, but it was like that was like a thing. Like all the girls wanted to date older guys. They didn't want to date people like in their same whatever. And so it's just, it's just now, I mean, it's gross, but it's funny when I see all that Me Too shit, I'm just like, you know what? That's great that you're an actress, and that's great that you can now sue somebody over doing that. But it happened to every single female that I knew on some level, 100%. Yeah,
I remember, and this is so cringe, I know, but there was a girl who's like my age, and when one of my daughters was in middle school, her husband would come through town in his lowrider, bumping music, hanging out at the middle school. Now tell me, what is your old man doing there?
I know, but you know what? That was totally right. You know what's funny is that most everybody, like when I was like, I don't know, a junior or whatever, most everybody had graduated like 4 years, like whatever, earlier than me, would do the same thing. They would come there and cruise the fucking parking lot, or we used to cruise down El Camino in San Jose. Everybody had their lowriders out there. They had hot rods. They had everything. And most of all those guys were like way older than anyone. And you know what? There was a lot of women out there too that were way older driving those cars. And there was like, it was crazy. It was a crazy ass time.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I could see a girl being like that, like wanting to date. I always dated older guys just because they were, they were just some type of way. A kid my age.
No one cared about the Me Too at my job.
Right.
Huh?
Even Dee Dee's comment right here. That's true.
Oh my goodness. No. What?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
No, I mean, I dated older guys because they were mature, and like something got in my eye. Damn it. Guys my age were just like, grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? Tully and Story Road in San Jose used to be where all the lowriders would go. And El Camino was like for the hot rods. I was just looking at two notes that said El Camino on First Street, the hot rod scene way back. Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
Hey, that's funny because that was the name of my continuation school once I was booted out of high school.
What was it?
El Camino.
Oh shoot.
Oh, that's
Hey, they got an El Camino in La Mirada, right, Denise?
Do they?
Camino?
Yeah, yeah.
I
My
don't know.
phone died, you guys.
Oh,
Man.
okay.
It's on the charger right
Hold on,
now.
guys. Hold on.
Story and King. That's why I couldn't remember what it was. Tully or yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's it.
Crazy.
You see my name up there? It's not showing up.
No, you're
Rumors.
The rumors. I know when I saw the name, I see your face at first. I'm like, who is this? Who's trying to control us? Yeah, but I don't know. That's
Yeah.
why. That's why.
So am I saying your name right? Adriana, right?
Some people say Adriana and some people call me Adrian. I get both.
Oh, Adrian.
Yeah.
Adriana. I just want to call you the right name, yeah. So I'm
It's okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
My daughter's name's Adrena.
Andrea. That's the one I get called the most is Andrea.
Andrea. I named my daughter Adrena and they call her Adriana. I go, do you guys see an A at the end of her? No, she hates that.
yeah.
I mean, that's funny because
I like it.
on my streaming thing the other day, I was trying to watch a program, right? I think Tanisha had told me to watch it. And I forgot I made my own account on there. And the kids are like, who is Boss Lady? I'm like, oh, that's me.
That's true.
My own account.
That's
They're like,
funny.
whatever, Mom. That's so lame.
Uh,
So, yeah, I mean, I've got one going to prom on Saturday, and I'm
wow.
Hey, that's pretty expensive. I remember when my daughter went to that stuff
Oh
and
man.
it cost.
What did you say, Hen? I'm sorry to hear you. What did you say, Hen?
Ella is going to prom Saturday. Her senior prom.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
So it's like I'm trying to keep the mood good because the day before is the anniversary of their father's passing.
Yeah.
Then it's her prom, but I'm like, no, you're gonna have a good time. It's gonna,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. Yeah.
She'll have a good time.
Yeah.
She
I
will.
didn't. Did you go, Jen? Did you go to prom?
Nope. I was full-time mom, full-time job.
Right, you? Did you guys
Never
go?
been to a dance in my life.
I didn't
I
go to
went to
prom.
my junior high one. That's it. I didn't go to any high school ones. I didn't.
Yeah.
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 it was funny when my daughter went to the prom, and you know how they keep secrets until they're older, and they said, "Dad, this is what we did at the prom
Yeah.
in the limo." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh man.
You know, that's
Yeah.
funny you said that because my daughter's 38, and we went for this little trip. We went to a funeral, unfortunately, a couple weeks ago, and she did that when we were in the car. She was like, "Mom, do you remember that time? Blah blah blah." When I went out, the one time I stayed out all night, and it was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Remember when I told you this and that?" I was like, "I don't know if I want to hear this."
Oh, no.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
You know, it's always bad when they're like, "Remember that time?"
Yeah.
I remember the first time I was trying to promote my business, right? A tattoo parlor. And I went down to this nightclub, and my daughter went with us and stuff. This is the first time I've ever done that with my daughter out there, right? And I was handing out $500 gift certificates to the dancers up there because we had a contest on top of the stage, right? And
yeah,
who went in the front on top? My daughter, and I was like this, closing my eyes. No.
Oh man, that would be hard.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, and because my daughter, she was of age and everything, and she was drinking, and stuff, but what she was doing, it was kind of comedy. But then when I saw her doing it, oh no! But you know what? She's a grown woman now, and that's her thing.
Yeah, it is though.
Had to see that,
Yeah.
like,
Right. Yeah. I remember my grandfather Oh my gosh, I wanted to just die, right? I snuck away with my brother. It was my brother's fault. It always was. When I was like 6, I was barely 16.
Is that what
It
you
was
just
always his fault. No. And we went to this tattoo shop in San Jose, and it was called Pinky's. Adrian, do you remember
I've
this?
been there.
Okay, well, that's where I got my only like legit legal tattoo.
I think
I
it's
should
like
have
like a like
Yeah,
Chinese
Asian.
and older, like I
Yeah.
have a lot of friends that have tattoos by
The one
him.
that did my tattoo, and
Yeah.
he left
San Jose.
the
Yeah.
working girls
Yeah.
in to watch me getting it done, right? My brother had got something blasted down the back of his arm. I won't say what, you know. And I got a little something, but I was always more scared of judgment from my mom, dad, grandparents. I wanted to be like, I tried so hard to please them and be perfect. And I already felt like I'm the disappointment of the family because I was a teen mom, you know? So I remember I went outside to get the laundry. I bent over to get the laundry. I was putting it in the basket, and my jeans, I mean, it's not like on
Yeah.
my nalga, but it's like upper hip. So my grandfather walked out the back door right as I'm bending over to get the laundry. He's like, what the bleep is that?
Your grandpa?
Yes, because I was so hungry. And I was like, "Ooh." I felt like I was gonna pass out. I
Oh
was
man.
so devastated. He saw it, you know, and
Yeah, it's pretty tough when you have your
it broke
grandpa,
my heart to
grandparents,
hurt, you know?
right?
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I think mom, and dad would have been no, like whatever, but
My
grandparents.
dad, it would have been a bad situation if it would have been my
My
mom.
You know,
mom
when you said,
mine was removable. It was removable. I told her that for like a long, because I always had really long hair, and I had one on my shoulder. I got when I was like 13, and I cut my hair off, and I completely forgot it was there. And we I don't know, went to the beach or something. She had these long fingernails, and I just remember her poking me. What the is that? And I was like, oh, it's removable. Like, don't worry about
Yeah, just like this one. I mean, I don't even show nobody. Something on my hand.
it.
Lord forgive me. My kids are like, what is that? How did that? I'm like, a pencil. Somebody stabbed me with a pencil.
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't know what it was.
you know, when I did my first
And
I did my first tattoo with,
Oh, sorry.
with a needle and thread, right? And I put it on my upper leg because I used to wear long shorts, so my mom wouldn't see it, you know. So I was
Yeah.
like, you know, and one day we went down my aunt's house and went swimming. So I was doing handstands in the shallow area, and my feet were up above the water, so
Yeah.
my shorts came down this way. So when my mom seen it, boy, did I get a whooping.
Right?
Oh,
She's
bad.
like, what the hell you do? Blam, blam, blam. You know.
My grandfather is like, it hurt me to disappoint him because he was, my grandpa was,
Mhm.
he's the original Big Papa. That's what we would call him. I tell you what, like when he was alive, I never pumped my own gas,
Yeah.
carried my own groceries.
nope.
When I went home, he would follow me home, walk through the house. Like that man treated me like a princess.
Hmm.
Grandpa took care of you. Yeah.
Oh, I was the only granddaughter.
That's
Yeah, you're spoiled.
Oh yeah, and I never wanted to disappoint him. You know,
Aw.
I know they have that effect on
have
that.
grandpas like that
Same
still.
way. Jen, that's
oh, I was blessed. I am blessed. You know.
Yeah.
that's
And
sweet.
my 25-year-old walks in and goes, Mom, look what I got. And I'm like, what?
Right?
I know. I gave my daughter when she turned 18. I asked her, you know what she wanted, and she was like, I want a tattoo. I was like, okay. And so that fairies were really in at that time. So she showed me this little picture. It was like this big. I was like, okay, cool, like whatever. So she went to the tattoo shop. This guy named Adrian did her tattoo in San Jose. And I went to go get her something to eat, and he was putting like this stencil on her back. And I came back, and what was this? Was like this.
no.
It was like huge, and it was just a stencil, and I was all,
What?
sure about that? Like you know what? So it had like a big like forest like scene around, like the ferry was like crunched over. And so I asked her, and she got a couple more after that, but I was like, do you regret any of your tattoos? And she was all, she's like, but you know what? She goes, it's not that I regret it. It's not my favorite one, but I'm not going to have it removed. She's like, I was really, I mean, I wore that thing with pride with some belly shirts for like 10 years. And she's like, and now, you know, it's good, especially for like my same thing. My grandma, that was looked at like set, like so bad. You know what I mean? So
tattoos have come a long way compared to how we used to
oh my
before.
God.
I mean, they're so detailed now and so badass, you know.
I know.
They're real nice, you know. But back in the days, you got the stick and poke, the old stuff,
That's
you know,
it.
or you know, that's already spreading out. And
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Your body absorbs color ink quicker than it does black and
Yeah.
ink. Yeah.
It's funny because even, you know, Mitch is pretty tatted from like his neck to basically his ankles. Obviously,
Okay.
that was all of it was all in prison. But it's funny because his back is not. He has one, he has like a Harley Davidson, like a emblem on the top of his shoulders, but his lower back has nothing. And he always said, I always said I was going to like get it done if I ever got out of prison. And but what's weird is that I can look at him. I mean, I see him every day, right? But there's still times I'll be just talking to him and he's wearing shorts or something, and I'm all, I never seen them. Like there be shit I have not seen before. Like
Wait a minute, Adriana. Did you say that you're gonna get when you got out of prison?
No, he said that when he ever got out of prison, he would get his back done. So he never did his back. And it was, I was said I was never going to get my back done until he got out. So I never got anything on my back, but I just got like a little circle. But it's funny because when I look at his now, I'll like look at his leg and I'll see something I've never seen before. And I've seen that leg a million times. And I'm like, what is that?
I never noticed that, huh?
You want to hear something funny? Is a couple came into my shop one time, and she goes, I want a tattoo on my lower back.
Yeah.
And she goes, I wanted to say, I think it was a song, Love Like Winter. Okay. And I said, what kind of writing? She wanted Old English.
Yeah.
So I did it. And then the guy that was with her, she goes, and he wants the same one. And says, okay. And I said, where do you want yours? She goes, I want it on my lower back too. I'm like, are you serious? And he did. Hey, both of them had matching tattoos. He had. I didn't want to do it. I says, "Are you sure?" He goes, yeah.
Like, girl, let me talk to you.
He goes, it's meaningful, you know. And so he got Love Like Winter on his back, and he has nothing else on top, nothing else. And
Shout out to you, Mr. Love Like Winter.
Right? That's funny. You see it, but that's funny.
That's okay. She was a lawyer too. She had
really?
Yeah, she was a lawyer.
Yeah, I always wanted to get them. Like I always wanted to get one like over like my shoulder, like kind of like blended down through my arm. But I just was like, I get hot real easy, and I was like, I can't. Even though like at my work now, I see all kinds of people with them on their arms. Like they used to make us wear like flesh colored like sleeves. So they, you know, but now everybody's got them.
Right.
Saludos, Big D.
Yeah.
Even Disneyland people have tattoos.
Yeah.
And they can have.
Hey, you know what, Denise? I have a client that works at Disneyland, and before he tried to get in, at one time you couldn't have, because he wants to get into maintenance over there, you know?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let him in because he got his hand all blasted up right here that I did in his arm. So, but now they're accepting it, you know, which is kind of cool, you know?
That's like one of my, I won't even say which one. I have 6 kids. One of my children had an incident at the boardwalk in Santa Cruz. If anyone's from this area, you know, don't go chilling at the beach flat.
Yeah, they need a place to chill.
Especially if you're from Salinas.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it. And they were like, I'm saying they because I don't want to identify which child. I'm gonna go get my carry concealed permit. And I look at them and I'm like, I'm sorry, but ain't no way looking at you, they're gonna hand you nothing. Like, you marked yourself good, you know, and they're gonna make assumptions right away.
Yeah.
It's hard to get that in this area.
Yeah.
I mean, in California,
Honestly, down here, no. Right over here, it's not. It's not very.
really,
They
it
don't
is here.
care anymore about tattoos and stuff.
Even if
I had this-
They're afraid with They're afraid of lawsuits that might get slapped down if you judge. You know, right? Everything's
Mhm.
anything goes.
You know what I
Right.
noticed here is I had a friend that tried to get it, and because she had on her record, her medical record, depression, they
Mm.
didn't give it to
Oh
her.
yeah, no, they won't give you.
Everywhere,
You know what?
here, because in Arizona, everyone's got one.
Yeah. It's open carry there, right?
I mean, it's
You know-
weird. Like the other day, I'm still not used to it though. The other day, I was at the store.
Mm.
I was at, okay, this is another thing they have here I'd never seen before. They have where you can drive up to a drive-through and buy alcohol or whatever you want. Like, and they'll. So when I was inside the store, and I was like, I've heard of those places, but I've never seen one. And this guy pulled up, and he was at the window like a regular like drive-through, and he got like a 40 and like something else. So the girl runs over and she gets it. Then she puts it in a bag and gives it to him, and then gives her like the card, whatever, and then she pays for it, he signs it, and he goes on his way. I'm all, you can get hay there, you can get alcohol.
Wow.
Yeah. But he had got out of his car for a second. He had a big old huge knife, not like, I mean, it was probably like the size of his thigh lengthwise, and then on the other side,
Crocodile Dundee one, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
Dang.
Oh, ain't no way.
Crazy.
Hey,
It's weird.
you know,
Right
you
at the
know
grocery
that
store, like, okay.
back in the days, did you ever used to see, you guys, whoever's in California, did you ever used to see people with trucks and they had the gun rack in the back of the window and they used to have their rifles in?
Yep.
Because, and that was in California.
My dad had one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know that I just saw the other day they had a picture of like, I don't know, it was like a Ford F-150 that was sold like in 1967 or something like that. They came with gun racks, guns, and ammunition.
No way.
Wow.
Serious?
Like, you know how they do now, like here's the stickers for your car, here's a
Yeah.
or whatever, they would give people guns.
That's crazy.
Crazy. That's so cool. to hear that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Right? What an interesting
What did it say? What did Vince say?
Vince. Where you at, Vince?
County. The sheriff is going through trial for.
Santa Clara County, the sheriff is going through trial for making money for concealed.
Saludos, Gilu. How you doing, brother?
Gilu's in the house.
Gee,
Shout out
gee.
Gilu. Let's just check out Gilu. Yeah, Vince, crazy. How about the lady in, I don't know what her position was in San Jose though. I don't want to say the product she was pushing, but
Hmm.
she was the police union, I think.
Oh
and
yeah, I read that. I was,
remember shipping all the Fetty all over the place?
that's crazy.
Yeah, Lancaster used to do that back in 1999. They would let you store, but would not let you.
Jilu, the coolest dude. Timo.
Hello,
Dang, man.
the chat. Jen, connected hearts, panel. Much love, Gilu. Yeah, I mean, I feel better after venting to you guys about my week. So I appreciate everyone hearing me out. I mean,
No, yeah, for sure.
you know,
Hey,
it's
we're all human, man. Everybody has, nobody's life's perfect, Jen. And when you have problems, when you reach out to somebody and vent, you know, and talk, you know, and somebody that's not going to go out and, you know, platicar and business out there or whatever. But even when you open up because of what you have in your life and being transparent, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm learning that. There's nothing wrong with that because nobody's life is easy, you know. We all have our problems, you know. So it's better to vent than keep it in, you
I
know.
believe that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I was even telling Jen today, I was like, I'm too calm. Seems weird, but I'm too calm for all the crap that's going on right now.
Hey, Timo wants to know what was the worst tattoo I've ever gave to someone.
Oh,
You know,
man.
the worst tattoo that I've ever gave to somebody was when I first started out tattooing, and I really didn't know, because I used to do homemade machines. I used to make my own homemade machines and tattoo.
Mm.
Well, the needle, I didn't know how deep to go. So I was doing a name on my brother's arm right here on the top. and I literally did it so deep that the skin split open. That was one of the worst ones that I've done, you know.
Oh.
But because prior to that, I was doing stick and poke, like with the
Yeah.
needle, thread, and Indian ink, just like that, you know. But so after that, and I got used to knowing the depth of the skin, the layers, and everything, and then now it's a piece of cake, you know. Yeah. But that's the worst one I've ever done. I've done a girls inside of their lip right here, you know, writing. He figured that would hurt, right? And that they're just like
That makes me hurt. Oh.
Yeah.
nothing.
You know what's a trip about that? You say that is I think I've mentioned it before. I rode horses when I was younger, and one of the horses we bought was from like a, how do you call it? Like they were selling the horses. What's up, Chemo?
Like an auction?
Yeah, an auction, right? Yeah. And you really don't get any background on the horse.
Oh.
So check it out. This horse was a racehorse previously. And the thing that we didn't know, because we always just had like, you know, just for country riding or whatever. And I would show the horses some called pleasure riding. Like you would just do figure eights and shapes. And, you know, I was a kid. So this horse was a retired racehorse. So what we didn't know at the time, they used to inject her with amphetamines before the race.
Oh, wow.
So her brain was all scrambled. And the inside of their lip, a racehorse, they marked them for the races they win.
Oh.
She was marked for each, you know, race she won, but that's the horse that almost killed my mom.
Oh, damn.
He drug my mom through, I forget how many barbed wire fences. My mom was
Shoot.
I won't get too graphic, but she couldn't walk for 6 months.
Oh,
Wow.
man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It drug her?
Yeah. Like our neighbor, he was like a mean old man, and he would, he already like poisoned one of our dogs that got on his property. So the horse broke through, and my mom was like, oh, we got to get her back over here before he does something.
Yeah.
And she got her, but the thing she didn't notice is he had hot wires, you know, the wire fences that electrocute.
Yeah.
So the horse's hoof touched it, and it spooked her, and she already had like brain damage from all the
trauma or whatever.
So she drug my mom, and the messed up thing is, me and my brother were in the back of the pickup truck watching it, and my grandpa was in the driver's seat, and there's nothing we could do until the horse stopped.
Damn.
And then on top of all that, my mom's a bleeder. So it was traumatizing, but all thanks to God, she's okay and alive, and you learn
lucky she didn't get like paralyzed or something.
Yeah, she's lucky.
7 discs blown out in her back.
Wow.
You know what, Jen? I had in-laws, right, that had horses and a big what do you call that? Not farm, but where they had race horses and stuff, right? And he used to ride horses. His daughter used to side saddle with a big hat and everything, you know. And he got kicked by one of his horses right here in the chest, and it messed up his heart.
Yep.
Yeah, it messed up his heart.
That's some powerful shit right there. They're very strong.
Yeah,
You know?
they can take you out for good. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask a really big favor. So, and I don't want to end your thing on a bad note, but my community needs some prayer. So I'm going to try to get through this without crying. So I work at a very tight knit hospital. It's small. I live in a small town, whatever. It's independent. So this is just kind of a warning too for people, but, and I hope this doesn't trigger anybody, but we had 2 cars full of kids, totally sober. They were all 16 and under. I think there was 3 boys and 2 girls. And they decided they were going to, one of them at 16 or 15, his dad got him a Hellcat.
What?
A Hellcat. They're like really like, they're like Challengers.
They're fast.
They're super fast.
That's a car?
And 2 of the girls were like softball, like they were amazing. And it's weird because at my work, everyone that knows someone. It's like living in the same block, right? And so they ended up they were racing 2 cars.
Mhm.
The Hellcat he was going, I think, about 110, 120.
Oh my goodness.
Came up, and what happened was he caught air and then bounced, right, and the car rolled and hit a power pole, and the 2 girls died,
Mhm.
and the 3 boys lived. And so 2 of the girls got their wings at the hospital that night. And so it's a really those situations where, you know, the kid that was driving survived.
Yeah.
And so there's like now everybody's in this mode, like, you know, everyone's really helping the families. They're super tight knit, like everyone's, you know, making sure so I just want to ask everybody to send some prayers for everyone involved, parents, kids,
Prayers, they'll be in my
all that,
prayers.
because it's going to definitely be needed in our,
What's the town called?
Mm.
what's that?
What's the town called? What's the name of your
Kingman,
town?
Arizona.
Oh, Kingman. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and so really sad. I mean, sad on so many levels because 2 girls lost their lives, and
Man.
in a lot of ways that we know that individual that's driving that car, they were all friends, right? And their moms and dads are friends, and all of that. So it's going to be it just was really, really devastating. So everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Lord. Yeah, we're gonna, you guys, everyone that's a believer and praying, lift
Yes,
this entire family up in prayer.
My
Thank
prayer.
I appreciate that. It was really
Condolences to the family. And
I know that. I mean, it's going to be a rough road for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. So a lot of love we've gotten though. So a lot of love their families have gotten. And it's nice. That's one thing that's nice about living in a small community. I mean, obviously everybody found out very quickly.
Yeah.
And, you know, but, you know, people showed up on the scenes that, like, I heard this, I don't know how accurate this is. Again, this is through, but the dad of one of the girls is like a fire chief.
Mm.
Yeah.
Was on the scene.
Oh my God.
They came out. So like, and then, you know, people that, I mean, to have to see that with people, it's one thing, you know, when you work in a hospital, but when you bring in family members, people that you're so close to, that's definitely, so I just want to make sure that those families get as much love, however you're going to want to give that love, I would appreciate that. So
Yes, we are lifting them up in prayer, and I'm going to add them to my prayer chain
thank
in my
you.
church. And,
Thank
yeah,
you.
we got
hello, Drunken Chef. How you doing, brother?
some drunken chef, hey brother.
Yeah, that's something like that happened right here in Riverside one time.
Yeah.
After graduating, you know, he got a brand new car, and they hit a what do you call that? A palm tree. Those don't move.
Mm.
Right.
Oh, he wrapped around the palm
Yeah,
tree.
no, they don't. And you know
Yes.
what's the crazy thing is, and none of the kids were wearing their seatbelts, so most of them got ejected.
Yeah.
And it was just all bad. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's, you know, people always think, oh, like one of the girls was like wearing her pajama bottoms and a top because they were going to go get none of them had their thing out here, which is kind of amazing, is that their thing really is like everyone has those side by sides. They're like the little Jeeps that are like in a cage.
Oh,
And
okay.
people find them out here in the desert, like all over, Havasu, whatever. But you know, the thing is that, you know, you get that much power in a car. Like that power scares me. Like I love driving fast cars like that, but even that, like when you go above a certain, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what, Adriana, you know what they're doing though now is they're even making them go faster. They're giving them more
I know.
horsepower. And
I know.
that's really
They're a lot higher than they used to be. You know.
hey, what's the
Yeah.
speed
Oh, yeah.
limit anyways? You know, it's just people want to, you know, go fast, man. It's crazy. I
It
see
is.
those takeovers and people are getting run over, hit, and damaged. You know, it's crazy. It's a younger generation, but a lot of the car companies should be responsible for because they're putting out some horsepower.
And they
you know.
shouldn't. It's not like we have a freaking Autobahn out here where you can drive as fast as you want. You know what I mean?
There
So
you go. You said it right there. That's right.
Yeah, like Anthony said, what did he say right here? It's like 720 horsepower.
Yeah.
and it's unnecessary. It's like why?
Not-
Hey, I want to say prayers for Sinaloa's niece.
Yeah.
Too.
Absolutely.
I was just about to say that. We got you.
Prayers, Sinaloa.
We've got you. I wrote that down. I'm going to add that to my church's prayer chain also. So I'm glad
Yeah.
we all connect on those things. And you're right, Adrian. That's what's so like even under these circumstances, what's so precious about a small community, whether it be the town you live in or the people you connect with,
Yeah.
we can come together and,
Yeah,
you know,
that is.
I love those small communities, like where I live right here. I've been here so long. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah.
It's a bigger city, but just this little area has got its own little place.
you know,
And-
everyone. Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people here, and it's a community,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I remember those little geostorms. I
Yeah.
remember those.
I know. I
There was
know.
a lot of cars back then that used to flip. They had those, what was that? Not a RAV. I can't remember what it was. But there was another one that they would flip. Even going on a corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I remember those too. So what do you guys have coming up, Adrian? Anything going on this next week?
We are, what are we doing? So our friend Dave, we had friends that came up. John Hall he came up last weekend. I mean, that's a real dude that's going to come ride his motorcycle all the way from by South Lake Tahoe to Arizona, 9 hours. And he came up Friday, he stayed Saturday and went home Sunday. And then our friend Dave that Mitch did time with and that just got out a couple years ago. Dave's coming up for the first time this weekend. So he's coming up Thursday. So yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna hang out. We might go to the Grand Canyon, take him out there, do stuff like that.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Take pictures of that. Grand Canyon.
You guys
What do you have going on, Denise? Anything exciting?
Me this weekend? Oh, just that car show that we've been waiting for. Chicano Park out in San Diego. We're going to that car show on
Diego,
Saturday.
huh? That's gonna be pretty big there, Denise. It's
Yeah, it's
annual.
always big. Yeah.
Denise, is that both days this weekend? Is it Saturday and Sunday?
I think so. I think it is.
No, we are only 5 hours from San Diego, and we've been
Oh,
talking about going, and I've been hearing about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, I
I go
saw
every
that.
year, but I don't remember being 2 days, but it might have changed.
Okay.
I haven't read
Look it up.
anything about that, but yeah, we usually go every year. Like every year, 4 years. But yeah, looking forward to that. It's just been a trip that something that's been planned for a while.
That'll be nice.
What about you, House? What do you got going on?
Well, they got the air show going on over here, and then they got a car show over here at the mall, and
I know.
yeah, so probably jam down there. Like the air show, I could watch from my house,
I love those air shows.
or if I could go right down the street, I could post up right there and just see everything. It's gonna be a warm one this weekend, though. We're gonna be in the 93s over here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah, we got a
Adrian,
summer-
do you guys plan on coming or like one year planning to?
Not this weekend, right, Adrian? But someday.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
not
for sure.
that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you should
Yeah.
have to make your way down here.
Yeah. No,
Worth it.
Jen, you're in Salinas, right?
Salinas, I'm in the salad bowl.
In the salad bowl. How did you guys fare during the? I know I didn't get to ask you after the last storm. Did you guys get hit by that? Did you get flooded at all by the last one?
Luckily, because where I'm at right now, I sit right on the county line.
Okay.
So I'm up high.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
the main thing we were concerned about was the trees. We're surrounded by eucalyptus trees.
Right.
So
It was. I remember that had 100. I know she had like an oak tree in her backyard. She lives in Sacramento. That was like 100.
With that jet right now.
Aw.
Right out of she sent me a picture of it and like the root, like everything, it just
yeah,
pulled out.
scary. They're huge.
That's scary.
Yeah,
Really
they come out of the ground. They're huge.
That's scary because I told you that too, Jen. Check your trees, man.
Yeah.
Check 'em. I don't know how, but check them.
I don't know. There's this little guy that keeps coming up. Oh, you ready to cut the trees? It's only 4,000. I'm like, next year.
Yeah.
Of course, though. How are you gonna cut all those trees?
Right.
You just gotta make sure they're good. And it's always after the storm, right?
Yeah.
Guys, it's always after that you hear of all these trees falling over.
Yeah. Hey, Timo, I used to live right across the street from Moffett Field, and we would put our chairs on top of the roof and watch the Blue Angels. It was the coolest shit. It was
That's
awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
One time I seen the what is it? B-2, not a B-1 bomber.
Yeah.
And those are sharp, especially when they tuck their wings back.
Mhm.
And then I don't know if they're going to bring the B-21 Raider out. I'm hoping they do because those are pretty sharp looking, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool.
I
Yeah.
watch Top Gun. I like watching that. I go there.
You know, the problem though is that it's going to be next week because normally a week before they practice.
Yeah.
They're already flying and doing their routine and everything, but I haven't seen it yet. But man, they are loud. If you hear the jets, they are loud.
They're super loud. Yeah. We have it here in Salinas in like September. I think it's always in September.
Okay.
And it's like right over all of our houses. And yeah, it's loud.
I'm gonna get Jen to come out to Arizona, and I'm gonna take her to the Grand Canyon. She's gonna come out here. Oh, Jen.
I am. I'm giving you my word. I am. I was ready to go to San Diego.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Adriana, take her on that walk thing that I heard about.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
I won't do that thing. Mitch was like, "Do you want to go on that?" And my daughter was gonna come out, and she was like, "Nope." She's like, "The kids can go out there with their dad, and you know what? They want $75 to walk on that thing.
What is it?
Oh no.
$75 a person?
Yep.
What is it though?
Wow.
What is it?
It's called the Sky Bridge, but the thing is that the natives out here own that bridge.
Oh, big head.
Oh.
It goes, but it's like it is literally a glass. It's a bridge that goes out and hooks out into the Grand Canyon, and it's got a glass bottom on it. No.
Oh, yeah. I seen that.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I
Yeah.
can't do it. No.
Dang, that looks scary,
I
man.
am not the one.
If you're afraid of heights, definitely don't go on there. huh?
You know what? It's not, that's funny. I'm not afraid of heights, but I get dizzy. Like I'll look and I seriously feel like I'm just gonna pass out. So no. As long as I keep looking this way, it's fine. But I can't look down.
I always wanted to go to the
Yeah.
Grand Canyon.
It messes with your mind because there's nothing there, but to the
That's what
bottom.
it does.
Yeah.
The Phoenix is back helping out.
Mexican restaurant.
No, I'm writing it down so we can go.
Media, what?
I haven't been there yet, though. I'll go sometime.
Okay, got it written down. Thank you guys for being here, everyone on the panel. Love you guys so much. Everyone in the chat, you guys, thank you. We could not do this if it was not
Thank
for
you.
all of
Thank
you.
you.
God bless you. You guys made my night better. I hope we made your night better, even if I was complaining. You know,
Right,
we
let's
gotta
go.
get off our chest sometime.
Aw.
Thank you guys. I will talk to you all soon. Love you guys. Everyone in
Have
the
a
chat.
good weekend, chat.
Love you guys.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye, guys. How do I get out? How do I get out of here?